Hello and welcome back to Wizards Arena. My name is Draymore, and we are continuing our review, my fellow Planeswalkers, on the non-legendary rares from Commander Legends. We're currently bringing it to the Reds, and our first one is a Phoenix, and sadly, like most Phoenixes, it's pretty bad. Not the worst one I've ever seen, but let's break it down. 4 and 2 red for a 5/3 flyer. Okay? The sub theme of Cascade. That's pretty cool. And whenever I cast a spell with Cascade, return the Phoenix to my hand. When I first read this card real quick, I'm like, oh, it's a play because, most Phoenixes, when they get cast, when you do its prereqs, it goes back into play. So you only get ever the one Cascade trigger. But then I read it again, and I'm like, oh no, it goes back to your hand, so you can't Cascade again, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I mean, it's doing more than the other Phoenixes I've seen in my time since Ice Age. But it's a 4. It's still pretty bad. 5/3 flyer is very unimpressive. Another pirate. You want pirate tribal help? Here we are. The Correctiva Recruit, I believe. 4 and a red for a 4/3 orc pirate. When him or any other pirate enters the battlefield under your control, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature to end of turn. It gets haste and becomes a pirate. Well, that's pretty ridiculous. It's an act of treason on a guy, which is always pretty good. Unlike Zealous Conscripts, you can't hit anything with it, but it doesn't have haste. The guy itself, but it gives it to your whole board, so that could potentially be a huge swing, especially if you can make a lot of pirate guys come out in one turn with treasure tokens, or a lot of pirate tokens maybe somehow. There's just a lot of potential upside here. Now, one thing to note is it's really good, cool little effect. It's pretty cool body, so that gets it a 6. But if you're going to play Mono Pirate in the tribal deck by itself, I think this is an 8. Because this is going to go in every pirate deck, because it buffs all the pirates. So that's just cool, and it clears a path for other pirates that have to hit their abilities. It's just cool. Moving on, we have the Court of Ire. Okay, let's break this down. 3 and 2 red, you become the Monarch. Beginning of your keep. This deals 2 damage to any target. Walker, creature, player. Sweet. If you're the Monarch, it does 7 instead. Well, that's really amazing. Okay. This, again, falls into the same thing as the blue one. When you're the Monarch, it has a nice, significant number. That's amazing. Unfortunately, you have to do it on your upkeep, which makes it less amazing. But if you're not the Monarch, again like the blue one, you only get 2. If you got like 3, like Lightning Bolt doesn't even get played. So, if you were talking like 3 and 8, that would be much better. And then on top of it all, to take this card and throw it further down the chute of despair, they went and were like, hey, we're making a red enchantment. Make sure it always costs 5. Can't cost 3. Can't cost 4. Can't cost 2. I mean, we don't want it to cost 2, but 5? Are you out of your mind? Oh my god, people, like, why do you do this all the time to red enchantments? Well, red can't have any good enchantment. Ugh, like, why? It's just so bad. get the 2. It's just garbage. Like, so far, the only one I've seen worth playing is, like, the white one, maybe? Like, really, guys? Ugh. And the white one just is okay. Next up, Amber Wild Captain. The Djinn Pirate. 3 and a red for 4/2. Okay. When he enters the battlefield, you are the monarch. Sweet. Whenever an opponent attacks you while you're the monarch, he does damage to that player equal to the number of cards in their hand. So this is sort of Truth and Justice, I believe, where the red effect was is they take cards, damage you to cards in hand. Now, the reason I really like this card is this is the first quasi-propaganda effect I can remember for red. Where, oh, you don't want to attack me, I'm going to burn you back. So that's cool. And if you're playing with, like, Fiery Confluence, and they have, like, 3 cards in hand, they take 9. They really won't want to attack you. Like, this is really a neat idea. So I fully applaud them there. Like, this is, like, they're thinking outside the box here. So I'll give this a 5, overall in the card. But in originality, it would have a 7. But 5, yeah. I like this card a lot. This is a neat idea. Good job, Wizards. Love it. Next up, Flameton Herald. 2 and a red for a 3/2 Elemental Wizard. Okay, let's break it out and see how sweet it is. Commander spells you cast have Cascade. And that sounds amazing. And then you think about it, and you go, well, wait a minute. How many times am I really going to cast if you're playing only one commander, am I going to cast this? Like, I'm playing Omnath. How many times am I casting them? 3 times, max? Maybe if I'm playing the 0-cost partner commander and his other partner, I'm going to cast them like 7 times. But then that 0-cost commander only cascades for 0, so that's pretty terrible. So I like the idea and all that stuff. But commander tax doesn't figure into the cascade. Like, we went, back and forth on this, but basically we settled on us assuming that this is going to be a 4. It's just they're not going to be used that much. It's like you're paying 3 for 2 or 3 triggers. You got to have a high cost commander. It's value for your commanders later, but I mean, because you have to have it out early. Like, I just don't see it being used that often. It's just, you read and you're like, on paper, you're like, oh my god, it's broken as hell. And it's just sort of like the black, I steal your tutor ability. Like, oh my god, he's got Cascade on his commander. It's not that good, I feel. Next up, we have Jessica's Will. Okay. Back to the will being a sorcery. For 2 and a black, 2 and a red, sorry. Choose one. If you control commander, get both. Add a red for each card in target opponent's hand. And then your other option is exile the top 3 cards of your library. Play them this turn. Well, if I have my commander out, we'll say this spell is probably free because you can do that and then you can look at the top 3. Exile them. The problem I have with this card overall is it's more of a late game spell. And like only in certain scenarios would you want to do both. And in some scenarios, like it's awkward. I feel like, oh, so this one here is good if somebody's got like 7 or cards or no max hand size of 10, but then you run the chance of counter magic. And then this part here is 3, so land, maybe a thing late game. So I'm just really unimpressed with it, but it's hard to say. So this one's going to get a 4. I just don't think it's going to be that great. Okay, everybody get ready to get confused. Wheel of Misfortune. We're going to read it nice and slow. Each player chooses a number secretly that's 0 or greater. Then reveal simultaneously and determine the highest and lowest numbers revealed this way. Wheel of Misfortune deals damage equal to the highest number to each player who chose that number. So if 2 people choose 5, they take 5 each, and we ignore them. Each player who didn't choose the lowest number discards their hand and draws 7. So if you chose 1, you keep your hand. But if you chose any other number, like 2, 3, or 4, you ditch your hand and draw 7. And you take no damage. 50 times reading it, and we're still not sure we're reading this silly thing right. Basically, we have a wheel. That's not $120 purchase price at Card Kingdom. Ugh. Well, I love it. It's a quasi-political reprint of the Wheel of Fortune. We'll take it. It's an 8. Love it, love it, love it. A little confusing. It's going to take people a few weeks to nail it down how it works exactly, but I get to have a new hand. Sure. And if I don't want to, there's a way around it. Okay. I can keep my hand. Sure. Looking forward to it in Necrosar. Great. And then we have an uncommon that's pretty cool, we think, worth mentioning. It's 4 and a red for Hasted Orc Warrior. All creatures can attack your opponents and planewalkers your opponents control as though those creatures had haste. So basically you give the whole board haste, but they can't attack you to the next turn. So this is again another chaotic all war commander thing. It's like the Jun Spider, like everybody go to war. Just don't hit me, just smash everything. Total war. Total confusion. But that's been our review of the red rares. I'll see you in the next video where we'll be talking about the green ones. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. My name's been Draymore of the Wizards Arena. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment below. And you guys have yourselves a great day. See you later.